السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. رب لا تذرني فردا وأنت خير الوارثين. رب هب لي من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم أنت ربي لا إله إلا أنت، خلقتني وأنا عبدك وأنا على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعت. أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت وأبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي، فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم، والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. Yes, and it is your turn, inshallah. We will start reading this.
Would you like me to summarize last week a little bit?
Please. That is our way of study. Yeah.
Thank you. So last week we continued and finished the 10th flash. And in the 10th flash, the topic moved to how everything is subject to death.
Mhm.
The tree dies and the seed dies. This is how creation takes place within the order. Furthermore, when a previous stage gives place to the next stage, which gives place to the next stage, that too all disappears, which shows that nothing in the universe can have an independent existence. This gives us confidence in our conclusion that cause and effect is also subject to the will of someone else. Because cause and effect dies as well as everything else. And then Nursey talked about the stages of creational signs.
Mhm.
If there's perfection in a work, which is to say each being of the universe and the universe at the same time, points to perfection in an act, which in turn points to perfection in a name,
Mhm.
which in turn points to perfection in an attribute, which in turn points to perfection in essential qualities. And finally, that points to perfection of essential nature, possessing those qualities.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if this was exactly in the text, but I have in my notes that first comes belief in that God first of all, sorry, stop. Belief in God comes from the belief in Ghaib, and then comes belief in the Quran. By studying the universe, we conclude that it must have been created, but I can't describe that creator. That's a logical conclusion. So in order to understand how the universe was, who created the universe, then we turn to the Quran for explanation of the two go in hand in short. Studying the universe and studying the Quran go hand in hand so that we can understand better the attributes of God.
Yeah, to assuring. Thank you. I think you are done. Have you?
Yeah, I'm done.
it is that's the Quran's message, is assuring what we have concluded from the creation, and gives us the description of the creator, and also gives us the news that the human feelings will be fulfilled by this creator, the needs of the human feelings by this creator, and this creator also guides us how to really understand of the universe, so that we can conclude the creator of the universe cannot be as the creation itself, the work he presented to us, but it is beyond imagination. We human beings also understand that, yeah, the maker of anything cannot be the same nature as what he made. So his existence must have completely different level of existence. And this assurance by the Quran makes sense and makes us feel confident about the reality of this world, and also makes us assure that we belong to an absolute being, although, as you said, the essence of this absolute being cannot be perceived by human capacity, but it is very easy to understand for every human being at every level of understanding level, education level. His existence must be true, and we can confirm it with our own human capacity. There must exist a being who is the source of existence of this universe and cannot be describable with the nature of this universe, because he is the maker of this universe. So it must have another level of existence, nature of existence. That is a beautiful summary. Thank you very much. So, do you think we can start now reading the 11th flash?
Yes, sure. Okay. The 11th flash, which has the strength of suns, as is defined in the 19th word, our Master Muhammad, the trustworthy, peace and blessings be upon him, is the supreme sign of the mighty book of the universe, and the greatest name of that mighty Quran, the seed of the tree of the universe, and its most luminous fruit, the sun of the palace of the world, and the radiant moon of the world of Islam, the herald of sovereignty of divine lordship, and the wise discloser of the talisman of the universe, who flies in the levels of reality with the wings of messengership, which take under their shade all the prophets, and the wings of Islam, which take under their protection all the world of Islam, who took behind him all the prophets and messengers, all the saints and veracious ones, all the purified and the scholars, and demonstrated divine unity with all his strength, and open up the way to divine oneness. Has any doubt or suspicion then the power to conceal or obscure the belief in God which he demonstrated, or the divine unity which he proved? Since in the 19th word and the 19th letter, we have defined and described briefly to a small degree in 14 droplets and 19 signs from the water of life, of that clear proofs knowledge, that miracle displaying being, together with his various miracles, we shall here content ourselves with this indication and conclude with a benediction for him.
Do you mind if we stop here and
Oh,
then
no, not at all.
go back to the beginning of this paragraph to review it and maybe emphasize on the important points mentioned here, describing who Muhammad was and what was his mission, what his mission was. And then we can continue reading the benediction. And then if there is any questions, any concern, then we can, inshallah, talk about them. First of all, Muhammad, of course, everybody knows that this person is the person who acknowledged as the messenger of God by especially the Muslims, because he claimed that, as the text hints now, not clearly tells, but hints that he didn't claim anything from himself, but he said only what he received from the Creator. But he described the universe with the message as he received, as uh, the book of the universe, as the mighty Quran. This one, this mighty Quran, the greatest name of the mighty Quran, which is the book of the universe. This is strange because describing this material, apparently material body of the universe as the bigger size of the Quran. It means somehow equating the Quran with the universe, somehow, not 100%, emphasizing that what he brought to us as presented to us, as he said he received it from the creator of the universe, emphasized on the reality that what Quran says is the verbal speech of the creator in order to answer the questions and expectations of human beings, at the same time describing the universe as his work, but speaking in a silent way. Still, the universe also, as the Quran explained that, is the speech, but silent speech of the Creator, both of them hand in hand, introducing the creator of the universe as well as creator of human beings, and the Quran in a speech form introducing the creator himself in equal terms. But the speech of the Quran, the speech of the introduction, which is the Quran, speaks with human language so that human beings can understand the concepts, but explains further the purpose of existence and what the Creator meant by creating the universe and the human beings in it, what he meant by it, what was the purpose of his creation, explains it. Of course, if we receive anything, for example, a machine, we wonder, what is it good for this machine? What am I going to do with it? So the one who produced this machine must introduce to me why he made it, for what purpose he made it, and how we should use it. This explanation is in the Quran. But the universe says, I have a conscious creator. Quran says, look at the universe and you will understand that universe must have a conscious creator. It's me now who is speaking to you, why I created, what I am expecting of you from your existence, so that we will be in connection with our creator. That is, this connection is presented to us by the message of the Quran, but through the Prophet Muhammad, or through the messengers of God. So one of the messengers, the last messenger of God, as Muhammad said, as the Quran said, Muhammad is presenting to us the universal message of the Creator. The previous prophets brought messages to a certain people that this prophet sent to as a message bearer. But Muhammad didn't say, I am the prophet sent to the people, Arabs, for example, where he was physically created or employed in Arabian Peninsula. He said, no, this is a universal message, nothing to do with limitations of any kind of nations or people or age even afterwards. This is what uh, we understand from the mission of Muhammad. And this Muhammad's message is an evidence of the creator of the universe, and explaining further than even the universe and even human feelings. Human feelings need it, but cannot know why it was that human beings were created. But we know that we are created. We need to be given existence by a conscious being, but for what purpose? We don't know. Muhammad is the one who explained it, and after we human beings read his explanation or read his message, we understand that, that really makes sense within my own capacity, and we can confirm it. That is why the very existence of Muhammad, very mission of Muhammad, is another evidence for the creator and the purpose of creation. It's another evidence. That is what I understood from this text. It says also this one, this is also interesting to pay attention to. Here, this highlighted, the wings of messengership. Now, what does this wings of messengership? It means he himself is like you and me, a human being, but as a messenger, it has two sides, if you like, that we have to be careful. One, we have talked, or I really spent a lot of time, wasted your time, explaining his message bearing side. And also, another side is he himself applied and totally obeyed this message in his personal life and presented to us how a human being can be as perfect and fulfilling the mission of its existence in a human form. Look at the life of the Muhammad himself. We see that he was the most loyal person who obeyed and followed the instruction of the Quranic teaching. So he wasn't the one who is asking others to obey him. First, he was the one who obeyed himself and presented this exemplary life for human beings in terms of his own environment, his own living conditions. So we can take the examples from him and apply it to our living conditions. So we can see that when we apply the prophetic exemplary life, we don't see any contradiction within our existence and within our feelings as well. So I say, that is the most fitting and satisfactory way of life. But it needs studying, it needs practice. So if we don't study, if we don't practice, we may deprive ourselves of benefiting from this satisfactory life. That depends on personal choices. So, any concerns, any questions, anything you would like to add or ask? Anyone? Before we read the benediction? Or would you like to ask your questions, concerns after reading the benediction? Shall we read the benediction and then?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. O God, grant blessings to the one who demonstrated your necessary existence in unity and testified to your glory and beauty and perfection. The verified and veracious witness, the verifying articulate proof, the Lord of the prophets and messengers, the bearer of the mystery of their consensus, affirmation, and miracles, the leader of the saints and veracious ones, the holder of the mystery of their accord, verifications, and wonder working, the one with evident miracles, clear marvels, and decisive evidences which corroborated and affirmed him, who displayed exalted purity in his self, elevated morals in his duty, and lofty qualities in his Sharia, perfect and free of all contradiction, to whom, according to the consensus of the revealed and the revealer, and the one who revealed it to him, dominical revelation descended. The traveler through the worlds of the unseen and of the inner dimensions of things, the observer of spirits who conversed with the angels, the sample of the perfections of the universe in regard to both individuals and species, and realms of beings, the most luminous of the fruits of the tree of creation, the lamp of truth, the proof of reality, the embodiment of mercy, the exemplification of love, the discloser of the talisman of the universe, the herald of the sovereignty of dominicality, the sign that the elevatedness of his collective personality was before the eyes of the world's creator at the creation of the universe, the possessor of a Sharia that indicates through the breadth of its principles and strength that it is the order of the world drawn up by the creator of the universe. Yes, the one who ordered the universe with this perfect and total order is he who ordered this religion with its fine and beautiful order. Our master, we are the community of the sons of Adam, our guide to belief, We are the community of believers. Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn Abd al-Muttalib. Upon him be the most perfect blessings and most complete peace, as long as the heavens and earth subsist. For he is the veracious and verified witness who summoned the leaders of witnesses and has instructed the branches of mankind throughout the centuries and all the regions of the world in elevated fashion with all his strength, with complete seriousness and utter steadfastness, and with the power of his certainty and perfect belief, testifying, I testify that there is no God but God, the one, he has no partner.
Uh, it's a long,
Yeah.
actually, sentence. I think the author doesn't know how to use put stop with period. Okay. I mean, either we have to go step by step, study all this, or leave it as it is, as a benediction, and say at the very end, Amen. That's it. So I think we just, maybe I underlined this. For example, oh, this one. The one who ordered the universe with this perfect and total order is he who ordered this religion with its fine and beautiful order. That description of the creator and how the universe, whoever created the universe, he sent this religion to Muhammad. And the other one is that at the end, I underlined this. Muhammad himself says, I testify that there is no God but God, the one who has no partner. We understand the one who has no partner means there is no other creator or any being in the universe who has the power to give existence to something. That's what I have to say. If anybody else wants to ask questions or concerns, comments, that's welcome, inshallah. Yeah. So Anne was talking, she was concerned about this benediction matter. Would you like to present your concern, your question, Anne?
Um, well, now that we've looked at it, maybe my question was answered, but um, based on the fact that um, the previous text talks about how Muhammad's message is evidence of the creator of the universe, and it's a message for everyone. Um, and the the wings of his messengership mean that he's like you and me, but he is also a model because he applied and obeyed the message for all others to show how humans can be strive to be perfect. So based on all of that information, it seems to me that the benediction is trying to, in a way, summarize all the qualities of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Now that I've read the text more carefully, I think I don't have. My question originally was, what is the purpose of the benediction? But I think now I'm a little bit clearer.
Uh, Still, I mean, you may not, you may say that you have received your answer after reading the text, but there are lots of people, many people out there are concerned why we say, as soon as we mention the name Muhammad, or the Muslims mention the name Muhammad, they keep repeating peace and blessings be upon him in one way or another. So it said, it means as if I make a joke out of it. Those people who are not familiar with Islamic Muslim culture, so they may think that Muhammad is the name, peace and blessings be upon him is the last name of Muhammad, because they go together always in the tongue of the Muslims. So those people who are not familiar with the culture, uh, be, they wonder why they say his name is Muhammad, and he said he is the messenger of God. That is what Muslims believe. What is this? Peace and blessings be upon him. He died away, and peace and blessings, whatever he lived in this world in a peaceful way, or with plenty of blessings from the Creator, he died away after his death. What is the point in repeating this phrase? I heard this question on many occasions from people, and I understand their concern. I never blame for the question. Every question is not only right to ask the question, but also, to me, human questions are sacred, needs to be respected and answered. Because a human being, if a human being has a question and it is not answered in a satisfactory way, and he will be in always doubt. Why am I going to do this? Of course, the benediction is presented as a result of receiving some benefit. That is what I understand from benefits. If someone does a favor for you, you say thank you. It is a benediction, a kind of replying and expressing your pleasure out of this good action or word, whatever. That is benediction. What a person must be aware why he is saying peace and blessings be upon him. It means, thank you. May God be pleased with you, although you died, but your relationship between you and your Creator must be in a peaceful way. And even I wish, I pray, I hope, I ask God to bless you even more. Bless you. It means peace more than what you deserve. That is what I feel. So it reminds me that what did you benefit from this person so that you are grateful to him, and even you wish that God will bless him more and have a peaceful relationship with him. It means in his life, in the next creation, he will be blessed by the Creator in a peaceful way. So, what did you receive from him? So, it depends on the person's benefit from the teachings of the message that the prophet presented to us. We need a little little bit historical background here. The prophet didn't do like this, as I'm going to describe. Here is what God tell me. Here you are, and whatever you want to do, I don't care. Everybody is free. He didn't do that. What he did, he said, this is what I received, and this is a trust from my Creator. And I had a covenant with him that I am going to convey this message, spread this message to the people who feel the need for it. So he struggled a lot for an understandable reason. The message was disturbing false claims. False belief is rejected. Baseless beliefs are rejected. False claims, I am superior, I am better than the others, I am the leader of this community because I am rich, because I am knowledgeable, and all the status claims were rejected and declared by the message saying that you are valuable if you live in this world as honest to your reality of existence. So, which is called in the Quran as honorable person in the eye of your Creator, not that self-claimed honor. So the leaders, the chieftains, nobles of society, self-claimed chieftain, self-claimed noble, self-claimed leader, were very, very much annoyed with this message. And they asked Muhammad, please shut your mouth up, stop spreading this, according to them, this disease to the minds of the people so that they may wake up and they may say, who you are? Who are you? Why do you say that I have property because I have, then that is why I am superior over you? Okay, you have property. That's it. That's your property. Use it. Why do you claim that you have the right to take some uh, authority over me? You are a human being like me. That is what the message was telling. Everybody, every being is equal before the Creator. Everybody is the creature of the Creator and equal only if you are loyal to your Creator, you are valuable. In the eye of the Creator, not in my eye, I have nothing to do with it. We are equal people, all of us. Slaves, no, there is no slave, there is no master. Oh man, can you imagine 1400 years ago, a man comes, there is no slavery. Everybody is slave of God. That's it. No one is Lord. Only the owner of the universe is Lord. What a revolution in the minds of the people. Of course, many people were disturbed, especially these nobles, the self-claimed nobles. And he rejected Muhammad and really asked him not to do it. If he continues, they will harm him. He never took any notice of it and continued his message in a brave way, but in a kind way, not a rebellious way. He just spread the message, continued. He struggled a lot. He suffered a lot. And as a result, we now, after 1400 years, we received the message through safe hands, authentically, as it was revealed, because of his endeavor, his struggle. Now, that is the case. What he did historically, everybody knows it, and we have the Quran and also records of his life uh, style, how he lived, how he practiced the message of the Quran in his personal life. Sometimes he had no power to have physical defense at all. He was just a poor man, and he was an orphan, which had no status at all in that society. Being orphan means being nobody. That was the value of that society. He didn't give up. He didn't submit himself. He continued his message in an honorable way without using any physical power, because he didn't have it to protect himself. But in the later period of his life, he was given the power to protect himself. He protected. That is why he took the sword in his head against his enemies, wanted to really kill him, so that this, according to them, harmful message should not be spread. But he defended because he had to defend his life and the followers of his life. So also he was appointed by the people of the second stage in Medina life as the leader, if you like, mayor of the sea. So he was the mayor of the sea, and then he took the responsibility of protecting the city and also protecting the lives of the people. He never spread the message by force, but he defended his and his followers' life with the force as much as he had. That is very human, acceptable, legitimate reason. Because if someone attacks you, you definitely try to defend, and no one in the world that says or claims that, no, 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 you shouldn't defend yourself. Let others kill you. None of the civilization can ever accept this. So he did his legitimate human defense with his sword, but sword was never ever used to spread the message, because message addresses human mind, human heart, human spirit, human feelings. And by force, by power, you cannot make anybody to believe in something which he doesn't prefer to believe. It doesn't make sense. It contradicts the message of Muhammad himself. Unfortunately, some people present Muhammad as he spread his message by sword. That is completely contradictory to the teachings of his message. So, message says, in defense, you have to be consistent and strong. But defense of what? Your physical life. So that you will continue spreading the message. So no one is allowed to kill himself or let anybody. Okay, if you want to uh, feel pleased to kill me, then kill you, and I will love you because you enjoyed yourself, and I will sacrifice my life. It is not human. So what he did is, now, why I am thankful to this message. First, I have to be aware what the message is, appreciate it, benefit, and see the benefit from it, and feel grateful and then say, thank you. I am I am now feeling much better in my being as human being, and I feel more satisfied in my existence because of your message that it's not your message, but you struggled to protect this message from getting lost totally and really struggled a lot and present it in your present life, in your uh, personal life, and I benefit from your exemplary life as well. So when I benefit from it, I feel relaxed, comfortable. For example, some people go to uh, consultants, psychological consultants, and these people listen to the patient, the person who's suffering from somehow spiritual disorder or spiritual unrest, and they tell their problems to the consultant, and the consultant says, if you follow this way of dealing with this problem, you will be pleased with your life. And if the patient practices what the consultant told him, then benefits from it. He comes and thanks, even pays money for him to have another or further consultation. That money and going back to his office again and listening the advice of this person, he's pleased. He says, Doctor, I appreciate your work. You are a great consultant. Or physical disease, doctor. They ask a lot of money for their advice and treatment, and we are pleased to pay them. This is a kind of benediction. Pay to the doctor, pay to the consultant. So if you want to go somewhere faster, you order a taxi, and the person comes, gives a service to you, and you pay and says, thank you. You helped me. That is why, for example, the name of the taxi driver is John. What you say, John, thank you. Like Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon you. Exactly. But one condition, that is the problem that we have to be careful. When you say, thank you, Muhammad, let's make it simple and the simple English rather than saying, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, because he is dead. Assume that in a practical life, Muhammad, thank you. And the Muhammad will say, okay, for what? For what? You are thanking me. But you gave me a consultation. I benefited and I feel more relaxed in my life, satisfaction in my life because of this, because of this, because of that. I learned from you, from your work. Thank you. He says, you are welcome. That was my mission to do as a human being. And I'm pleased that you benefited from it, like the relationship between two human beings. But what is strange and the people are curious and cannot understand, we keep saying, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon you. Why? That is, I have to say it, it is Sunnah. Does it make sense? That is the source of the problem. People ask this question. For example, you are passing by a greengrocer shop and you go there and pay $5 to the cashier. And the cashier will say, what is it for? Uh, you are the greengrocer shopkeeper. That's what I pay. But what did you benefit from me? Nothing. We will say, I don't need your $5. Take it because I am just presenting something. If you benefit from it, if you buy it and to be used, well, to use it, then I can take your money. With no service, no money. Come on. They don't accept your money. That is what we have to understand. I believe, my personal belief, if someone just keeps it in his lip and say that Muhammad, may peace and blessings upon him. Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. What did he get from me? Uh, mm, yeah, this is my prophet. Yeah. What did you learn? What did you benefit from my teaching, from my effort, from my, if you like, labor? Uh, as much as we cannot say no one benefits anything from him and says, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. But usually we do it in a customary way without realizing as a result of the return to what we have benefit from him. Cultural way of following the way of saying this benediction makes people curious. Why do you keep saying this? Why do you keep saying this? It depends on, I mean, how much conscious we are. So let me finalize this very important subject, which attracts my attention a lot, and I wanted to discuss this matter, taking the excuse of the benediction. It's a long benediction here, mashallah. So appreciating what we have learned from it, from his Sharia, it means the message, organizing my life, making my life in a more humanly and appropriate to my human nature. All these kind of things, all that we learn from his mission. My benediction, for example, let me give a physical, simple example and share it this way. If someone gives away to you rather than he goes himself, stop, says, please, you go ahead. You say, thank you. That is appropriate, as much as you benefit. If someone gives his seat to a person like me, which sometimes I receive this, and I'm very grateful that humanity has not died at all, so it's alive. So they say, would you like to sit? I said, okay, thank you. I appreciate your understanding. I said, thank you very much. I appreciated it a bit more, a bit more. The more you get, for example, you buy, let's say, a thing from the greengrocer shop worth $1, you get something which is worth $1, you pay $1. And if you get something which is worth $100, you pay $100. Worth it. So our benediction is only valuable. That is what the conclusion of this benediction problem, then understanding why we do that. My thank you. For example, if someone gives you a house, beautiful garden, everything is taken care of, perfectly working, do you say, oh, thank you, give me the key? Or what do you do? Thank you very much. I cannot know how I can express my great grace to you. I will never forget you. As long as I use the house, I will remember you and I will thank you for everything. Anytime when you see this man, thank you very much. You are so great, so generous. Why? He gave you a house. So our value of saying, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon you, only depends how much we benefited from his message, from his life. If you like to say, okay, you say, for example, in Arabic, alayhi salatu wassalam. No, no. Alayhi salatu wassalam, mubarakan, continue. Or alayhi salam. الصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد حبيب الله. Continue. Rasulullah. Continue. Does it make difference? No. Only what makes difference, how much you benefited from it, that comes out of your heart. About this comes from your tongue as a habit. And this habit doesn't bring you any benefit. That's what we have to be careful while we say benediction to the Prophet, alayhi salatu wassalam, and other prophets as well. We say Isa alayhi salam, Moses alayhi salam. What did you learn from Moses' message? Isa's message. Why are you saying alayhi salam? What did you get from him that you are responding back to him with your gracious appreciation? Depends on our benefit, not what our tongue says. That is a very important subject. As the author said here, the 11th flash, which is about Muhammad, alayhi salatu wassalam, which has the strength of suns. Notice logical explanations above, pages and pages, as if not really as important as paying attention to the message of Muhammad and his life and his mission and benefiting from him is far above an evidence for the evidence that we gather, we collect, we obtain from the universe. And another thing, inshallah, the time is up now, we will read. That is why the author says it has the strength of suns. Wow. And we say, Muhammad just describing what he did, just a simple way, as it is done, summarized here, although he gave us the reference to other 19th world, other parts of his writings, you go and study there. But today we are studying this text. So what is the great deal about it? That is what we understood through the value of how benedictions should be used. And we have to benefit from his teachings and his life. All right. Now, inshallah, that's what, if everybody agrees, and if Anne agrees, we can start from here next week, the 12th flash.
Oh, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we will say, he will write now the 12th flash, yeah, which has the strength of suns again. What is that? I mentioned here, I made it bold, Quran. we have to bear the same understanding while we are appreciating the Quran, respecting the book of the Quran, as much as we benefit from it. Inshallah, we will get our minds ready for the next week, but we are not going to study the Quran all together. No, because just as a reminder how the Quran should be used, how Muhammad himself as a messenger should be used in order to understand the purpose of my existence in this world. Just take notes of it and study the Quran accordingly. Just a reminder, not explanations. That's why they are very short here. That we should take it seriously. That's it. Reminder. Inshallah, we will read and continue. Maybe conclude this subject. Yeah, next week, hopefully. Inshallah. Shall we stop here, inshallah? Then the time is up. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سر سورة الفاتحة. If anybody has any question before I stop the streaming, please go ahead. Otherwise, I will stop.